Taylor, was there a point in that first half today where, knowing your guys' recent history against Wisconsin and the way they just kind of executed you guys to death a lot of times, where you guys went, man, this is just going to be too much?
Nah, we won't have those thoughts no more. Seriously. You know, we honestly believe, and we were laughing around at halftime because, you know, it was without the last three, you know, by Jordan Taylor at the end of the half, we were only down 6, and we hadn't made a shot the entire first half. You know, so we were actually comfortable and figured if we hit some shots, we'll be right back in the game. We did that, you know, and like I said, and as you guys see, we came out to win.
Going off of that, do you realize that these big games are kind of winding down, being a senior when you're down by that much?
Definitely. You know, it's a sense of urgency. You know, when, you know, at this point, you know, we need every game. You know, and that's what we tell ourselves. You know, every game is big. You know, it's tough. You know, we already lost one on our home court. You know, we got to try to win out, especially here on the home court, and then, you know, try to steal a few on the road. So, you know, we couldn't afford it, and we played like we couldn't afford a loss tonight.
Did you feel you had to be more physical in this game in particular because they had the long winning streak against you? Because it looked like you guys played a real physical game out there.
As far as that physical thing, you know, Coach, one of the biggest things he keeps saying is, you know, we have to embrace the physicality of the game. And, you know, Wisconsin is one of those big physical teams. And of late, we've been playing physical, and that's given us opportunity, you know, rebounding the ball. You know, Drew did unbelievable, 14 rebounds. You know, those are the little things that we've been doing, you know, that we have in the past. And that's why, you know, we've been right there in games, you know, and been able to win games. And, you know, I kept hearing everyone say we couldn't get off to a slow start, but I guess it's okay to get off to a slow start against Wisconsin.
Norman and Mankaville and Taylor got their points, but you really shut down the rest of it. Just talk about your defensive on that.
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of the points came in the first half. You know, the big three. You know, so I think we did a lot better job in the second half containing them. I think we held, you know, obviously 23 points. You know, and that's a great job. You know, holding that team to 23 points, keeping them to 52 points. You know, I think we did a pretty good job.
Taylor, in tight spots this year, you're passing the ball. You threw it to DJ against Purdue. You threw it to Drew today. Is that something you would have done in the past, or are you starting to look more to get other guys the big shots instead of you?
You know, just when I turned the corner today, you know, it's not that I just always want to shoot the basketball, if that's, you know, what the question is. It's just kind of, you know, I try to read the game as well as I can. And, you know, I knew I had a shot, but I would have had to change it because I saw Nankiville coming over. And, you know, Drew, I seen Drew, and I definitely believe and trust in Drew, and I dropped it off to him, and he made a big play.
For both of you guys, defensively, once you get past Talor, Taylor, and Nankiville, any of those other guys really strike fear in you offensively?
Nobody strikes fear in us. You know, but we know what those guys are capable of, and you know, our job is to, you know, coach gives us the game plan, and our job is to go and execute that game plan. You know, we know what those guys are capable of, and we know what we have to do to execute against those guys. You know, to kind of, you know, slow and contain them, because, you know, those are the focal, you know, the main players on that team. So, you know, we felt as though if we could do a good job on those guys, then we really put ourselves in position to win the game.
Drew, this has been a trouble team for the entire tenure of Ed. We've never beaten them. And it's really because of what Mark was talking about. They're a very, very physical team. Sometimes they get officials' calls. You guys really did embrace that part of the game. Did you have to get over a hump against these guys? Because it really didn't even look like you were over that psychological hump against them even in the first half. Or am I reading something wrong?
Yeah, they got off to a hot start, and they threw the first punch, but you know, I think that, you know, we reacted pretty well to it. You know, as the game went on, you know, we kind of got settled in.
Why? That's what I'm asking you.
You know, it's just one of those things that we have to work on. You know, and I think that we've gotten better, you know, throughout the season. You know, Wisconsin, and you know, they're a team that, you know, runs that slow swing offense, and a lot of times it can lull you to sleep. And I guess, you know, you have to be very disciplined when you're playing that team. And it kind of took us a while to get into that rhythm defensively. But once we did, we started rebounding the ball defensively well, and we started guarding.
Taylor, there was a stretch there where you and Tim kind of took over in the second half, especially going to the hoop. There was a stretch of plays there all together. Did that make you guys feel like all of a sudden you were in the game? Because it seemed like everyone fed off of that all of a sudden.
You know, it just kind of, you know, we were down 9, and then we got a couple baskets, you know, and then Tim got the big basket, you know, to tie the game. You know, and that just kind of got, yeah, definitely a good move by Tim. and that kind of just got the crowd into the game. And I think once we, tied it, the crowd really exploded. And, we just kind of took off and, made some big plays, after that.
Do you think you guys could have won this game without the crowd being able to feed off of them?
Probably. I don't even know. They really helped us, like, tremendously, because like I was telling, the radio guys, I was spent, and I'm trying to guard Jordan Taylor, and, their energy, wore off on me, to stay in the stance and really try to stay in front of them.
In the 4 or 5 years you guys have been here, crowds like this have been extremely rare. How gratifying was it to see that many people here tonight?
It's crazy. At one point, we came out of a timeout. I looked at Tim. I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's get it going." And I just happened to look up, and for the first time, this season, I saw people everywhere. It was people everywhere. And I said, "Tim, they came out for us tonight." I was like, we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta win this game. And we came out as a team, and we got it done.
Wait, what point of the game do you think that was?
It was like 7. I think when we came out of like the 7 to 8 minute mark timeout. Because I remember what he actually said.
Him saying that?
Yeah, he said it's rocking in here, and I said, yeah, we gotta keep him coming back, so we gotta win the game.
You guys talked about the Ohio State crowd and the Purdue crowd after those games and how big they were. How does this one compare to what you guys saw on the road?
It was definitely as loud, it was the same, kind of atmosphere. Except this time, they were rooting instead of booing for us, so it was just, that it gave us that little extra, push, to win the game.
What did you tell Bo at the end of the game?
Coach Ryan is, obviously I played for him with Team USA, so we have a friendship, and, I kind of, he's such a good guy that, even though they just lost the game, I kind of joked around with him and said, I had to at least beat you one time in my career. And he laughed and said, yeah, you got us. And he said, you're playing great. Just typical, Coach Ryan. And he said, look forward, keep it up, the good work, and simple things like that. And I said, well, I'll see him, obviously, when we go back out there to Wisconsin.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.